It's fucking horse!
If you let my daughter go now, that'll be the end of it. I will not look for you. I will not pursue you. But if you don't, I will look for you. I will find you. And I will kill you.
Liam Neeson is badass. The older he gets, the better he is. But we all have to start somewhere.
I won a pink elephant for my girlfriend.
That's right, in 1990, Liam Neeson was Darkman, a superhero created by the director of the Evil Dead trilogy. So you could imagine how fucked up this might be. And although you might think this is a superhero movie, it would have you surprised. So if you've never heard about this before, then you're in for a treat. This is Darkman. Our story begins as these crime bosses are doing some dirty deeds down at the docks.
Tell him no. Tell him no too. Him, tell fuck you.
What a hilarious conversation. Who's he talking to? Anyways, we meet our villain of the movie, Robert G. Durant. Well, as usual, things don't go according to plan, and one side decides to destroy the other side. What shitty sound effects? Sounds like an old video game. Robert eventually wins and becomes the last man standing as the one crime boss of the city. Then there's Peyton, a wide-eyed scientist who's trying to create human skin for burn victims. The only issue is that it only lasts for 99 minutes before it melts away. He also has a girlfriend in Frances McDormand, which he doesn't know, but is actually going to be the death of him. She's a lawyer who's working on a case to bring Durant behind bars. So guess what happens? They absolutely beat the motherfucking shit out of him, which is super unnecessary because all they wanted was just a file. Well, they end up drowning him and electrocuting him in that goo that's supposed to make artificial skin. And I'm thinking, and as the audience would think, this is his superhero origin, right? Well, no, but more on that later. So because she left her work at home, this is what happens. Would he not be screaming way more intense than that? And to top it off, we get the greatest transition shot in cinema history. Horse! He actually gets rescued by a hospital that for some reason helps burned bums. I'm serious, that's how she explains it. That this is a hospital for homeless burned victims. Now, I'm not trying to be an asshole, but a hospital like that just wouldn't exist, ever. So while Peyton's in the hospital here, he wakes up and this happens. What is this? I'm trying to understand what's happening here, but what is going on? He establishes a new home at an abandoned warehouse, so he can continue with his science experiments to create that artificial skin. The only difference this time is that he needs it for himself, so he can continue to have a normal life. Meanwhile, this real estate mogul is getting close to his ex-girlfriend, telling her that she should stay away from the Durant case. Obviously, he's the other villain, but it's actually in this next scene that shows that Darkman is not a superhero. He straight up starts water torturing this guy in the sewer and then just fucking kills him. He looks so weird bobbing and weaving out of there. It's like he's a jack-in-the-box. So basically, he's a scientist who can make skin out of anything, make him look like anybody, and murders people to get what he wants. Bullshit, he's a superhero, he's a super villain!
Oh God, what have I become? What have I become?
I love this part too, because did you ever think you would see Liam Neeson do this?
You like it? Yeah? Yeah! See the dancing freak! Pay $5 to see the dancing freak!
It was at this point where I was like, what the fuck am I even watching? He's finally able to reconstruct his own face and is glad because he finally gets to see his girlfriend again. But he picks the worst place possible to meet her.
Oh. It's all right, Julie. It's me, sweetheart. No.
Your burial spot? That's where you choose to meet her again for the first time after she thinks you're dead? How fucking creepy is that shit? Back to his plan to take out Durant and his goons, he constructs a mask of Durant and frames him for armed robbery. It actually works because the guy gets arrested and Darkman goes in his place to do a dirty business deal and steal the money. Again, this is his only superpower, to be able to look like anybody else, which leads to horse shit moments like this.
Shoot him! Shoot him!
Fuck, I hate moments like these. They're super cheesy and corny. Meanwhile, his love life is fucked up because he can only have his face for 99 minutes before it melts off. And just before his face ever melts off, he randomly always just flips out.
Now, the pink elephant, if you please.
I don't even understand why this is happening. Does he have superhuman rage because he got dumped in that goo? It never explains it. Such a random scene.
Please, no. Forgive me.
Well, Durant and Lewis finally figure out that it's time to stop Darkman. And for a movie called Darkman, this movie is like never at night. The whole point is that the prosthetic skin can actually last longer than 99 minutes at night, but he never uses that to his advantage, and he created this shit for fuck's sakes. They end up having this crazy helicopter fight, which is actually pretty entertaining, and in the end, Darkman gets the upper hand on Durant. While that was all happening, they end up taking his girlfriend hostage. And Lewis and the gang bring him up to a skyscraper that hasn't been finished. There's no context on why to do this. He literally just brought them up there to brag about how he's not afraid of heights. Then Lewis starts shooting him with this bolt gun, and Darkman is dodging them. Fuck off, you would be dodging that shit. Just before he's about to take the final blast, this happens. What the fuck was that? He pushes Lewis off the railing and catches him just in time. This is the one point in the movie where he can actually prove he's a superhero.
Not really an option for you. It's not something you can live with.
I'm learning to live with a lot of things.
Nope, he's a murderer. Straight up murderer. He goes on to explain to his girlfriend that he can never be with her again, because he is not the same man that he once was.
Call me Darkman.
As much as I ripped on this movie, it's actually really kind of fun. I'm not saying it was a bad movie, I was just saying it was a bad superhero movie. With a title like Darkman, it was just my impression it was. This movie is now hailed as a cult classic, and I totally understand why. With certain scenes like this, how can it not be?
Take it down! Take it! Take the fucking elephant!
Well, if you haven't seen it before, at least check it out once. So, until next time.
Star Wars Holiday Special.
Don't forget to comment, subscribe, and join us on Facebook at Facebook/neckbeardreviews.